Welcome to ChronoLife, the channel where we dive into the world of UFOs, aliens, and other unexplained phenomena. If you've been keeping up with the latest UFO news, you're about to be blown away. 2025 has already been a year of wild sightings that have left people stunned and questioning what's really up there. Get ready as we explore strange footage, strange shapes, and bizarre UFO sightings from around the world. Grab your tinfoil hats, text your friends, and let's jump into it. Our first strange encounter comes from an unsuspecting man working at a local convenience shop. It was an ordinary day, and he was just going about his business, minding the usual routine when something truly bizarre caught his eye. He noticed an anomaly high up in the sky, something that didn't quite belong. It was no plane, no bird, no weather balloon. He pulled out his phone to capture it, and what he filmed is nothing short of chilling. There it is, a perfect black circle, eerily suspended in midair. No propulsion. No sound. No explanation. Just this strange, dark disk hanging motionless above. At first glance, you might think it's a smoke ring, a harmless remnant of a fireworks display. But look closer, and the truth becomes unsettling. Smoke rings dissipate quickly, swirling away with the wind, fading into nothing. But this one doesn't budge. It stays exactly where it is, frozen in time, as though held in place by some unseen force. As the seconds tick by, the mystery deepens. The man, now visibly nervous, continues to film, his voice trembling with disbelief. And then suddenly a strange light emerges from behind the clouds, casting a soft glow over the dark circle. It's not a flash, but a steady, pulsing light, almost as if the circle itself is reacting to something unseen. The man's voice cracks, his fear escalating. "It's going to zap us," he says, stepping back in alarm, his instincts warning him of danger. What is this? Could it be a military craft, a top-secret aircraft that somehow defies all known laws of aviation? Or perhaps it's something far stranger, something from beyond the stars. What could cause this perfect black circle to hover for such an extended period, untouched by the elements? What power holds it in place? Why does the light behind it pulse so deliberately? And most perplexing of all, why does it seem to be waiting, as if it knows we are watching? Could this truly be a UFO, or is it some form of classified technology that we, as ordinary people, are not meant to understand? Or perhaps, it's something more sinister? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think this black circle was? It was a quiet, uneventful night as a man sat alone in his car, parked at a McDonald's drive-thru. The moonlight bathed the parking lot in an eerie glow, and he was simply out to grab a late-night snack, unaware that this mundane errand was about to turn into an experience he'd never forget. As he casually looked up, his attention was drawn to the sky, specifically, to three glowing objects that seemed to hover there, completely motionless. Their shapes were unmistakable, a perfect triangle of lights, suspended in the night sky. At first, he wasn't sure if he was seeing things. After all, it's late, and the tiredness can make the mind play tricks. But the lights didn't waver. They didn't flicker or flash like typical aircraft or stars. Instead, they rotated slowly, deliberately moving as though they were part of a larger pattern. Not a helicopter. Not a drone. Not an aircraft of any kind that he knew of. This was something else. A mysterious dance of light in the sky, hovering without a sound. He pulled out his phone and began filming, trying to make sense of what he was witnessing. In an attempt to ease the tension, he joked, "Hey aliens, you want a McRib?" But behind the laughter, there was an underlying unease. Something didn't sit right with him. The objects seemed far too precise, far too still to be anything ordinary. Was this part of a larger spacecraft, hidden from view? Or were these three smaller craft rotating in perfect harmony, like a trio of celestial dancers? As the man sat frozen in disbelief, the objects remained suspended in the sky. There was no movement, no sign of engines, no typical signs of any human-made craft. The eerie silence only deepened the mystery. Why were they there? What were they waiting for? The objects didn't show any signs of dissipating, nor did they change their alignment. It was as if they were observing, waiting for something. As the man sat frozen in disbelief, the objects remained suspended in the sky. There was no movement, no sign of engines, no typical signs of any human-made craft. The eerie silence only deepened the mystery. Why were they there? What were they waiting for? The objects didn't show any signs of dissipating, nor did they change their alignment. It was as if they were observing, waiting for something. This wasn't just a random flight path or a trick of the eye. No, this was something carefully orchestrated. These lights, these objects were deliberate in their movement, in their stillness. And for a moment, the mundane world around the man seemed to slip away as he was drawn into the impossible. Could these glowing triangles be a form of extraterrestrial technology, silently watching us from above? Or perhaps they were something else, something far more hidden, far more advanced? The man's late-night snack run had just transformed into an encounter with the unknown. Whatever these objects were, whether part of a larger ship or individual crafts, they left a lasting imprint on him, one that he couldn't explain, no matter how hard he tried. And as the light slowly disappeared into the darkness, all he could do was wonder, what did he just witness? As we delve deeper into the mystery of the skies, we come across another unsettling sighting, a group of strange lights, hovering in the distance, catching the attention of a man who was simply going about his evening. At first, he thought nothing of it. But then he noticed something odd. These lights weren't like anything he had ever seen before. The lights were suspended high above, in what seemed like a perfect formation. They glowed with an unnatural intensity, casting a pale, eerie light that flickered and shifted in an almost deliberate way. For a moment, they remained still, then just as quickly as they appeared, two of the lights seemed to fade into the night sky, only to reappear moments later, as if playing a game of hide and seek. It was as though they were testing the observer, taunting him to look closer. What was it that caused these lights to disappear and reappear so mysteriously? Were they blinking in and out of sight as some natural phenomenon would? Or was this something more calculated? Perhaps a deliberate maneuver by some unknown force? Whatever it was, the man filming was no longer amused. He could feel the weight of the situation, a growing sense of unease creeping over him. Some viewers watching this video immediately jumped to conclusions, suggesting that these lights might just be drones, small, unmanned aerial vehicles used for surveillance or recreation. But those who were filming the scene weren't so quick to dismiss it. No, they were convinced this wasn't some simple drone show. These lights didn't behave like drones. They moved too erratically, too unpredictably, as though they had a mind of their own. Could these lights be part of some advanced military technology, or perhaps something extraterrestrial? Some have speculated that these lights are a type of reconnaissance craft, tools sent by a force far beyond our understanding, watching and studying us. And the most disturbing part? The frequency of these sightings is only increasing, with reports of similar occurrences from all over the world. As these strange lights continue to appear across the globe, one thing remains clear: we are witnessing something far beyond ordinary. Whether these are drones, UFOs, or something even more unfathomable, we can't be sure. But as the sightings grow, one can't help but wonder what is being hidden from us. And why are these lights, this phenomenon, becoming so prevalent in our skies? In the stillness of the night, one man found himself staring at the sky, puzzled by an extraordinary sight. A group of strange lights hung motionless, suspended in the distance. They glowed faintly, casting an eerie luminescence over the landscape beneath them. These lights weren't flickering like stars, they moved as if they had purpose. As the man continued to watch, something truly bizarre happened. The lights shifted, as though they were playing with his perception, and then they disappeared, only to reappear moments later, as though mocking him for doubting what he was seeing. The lights didn't behave like any earthly phenomenon. They weren't drifting like balloons in the wind or glimmering like distant stars. No, they were shifting, almost as if they were aware of the man's gaze, moving in unison as if connected by some invisible thread. At times, they blinked out entirely, leaving only an empty void, before flickering back into view with even more intensity. It was a sequence of movements that suggested intention, something deliberate was at play. As the man filmed, the lights continued to hover, now swirling in slow, controlled rotations. Some viewers immediately theorized they were just drones, small unmanned aerial devices sent out for reconnaissance. After all, drones are often used for nighttime operations, and these lights certainly had the look of a high-tech display. But the people filming weren't buying it. They were certain these lights weren't drones. There was something different about them. These lights didn't move like drones do. Drones have a distinct pattern, darting around erratically, but these lights glided smoothly, shifting in perfect synchrony. They didn't buzz or hum like machines. Instead, they hovered in utter silence, and their movements seemed too purposeful, too otherworldly. And as they disappeared once again, leaving only the chilling emptiness of the night sky, the man couldn't help but wonder, what were these lights? Could these lights be something far more complex than a simple drone show? Or perhaps they are not from Earth at all. UFO sightings like this are being reported with increasing frequency, all over the world. People in different countries, different continents, are capturing similar footage. The lights might be different in appearance, but the behavior is unmistakably the same: synchronized movement, sudden disappearances, and an overall sense of intelligence. As the frequency of these sightings continues to grow, one thing becomes clear: whatever these lights are, they are no longer a rare occurrence. They are becoming more common, more frequent, and more difficult to ignore. And with each new video, each new eyewitness account, the mystery only deepens. Are these lights advanced drones, or are they something far more enigmatic, perhaps a glimpse of something far beyond our understanding? Now, let's take a look at something truly bizarre. A man sitting quietly outside his barn, far from the lights of the city, suddenly catches a flash in the sky, a brilliant, green streak cutting through the dark. The flash was so intense, so out of place, it almost seemed like something from another world. For a moment, he thought it might be a meteorite. After all, they've been known to light up the night sky with their fiery descent. But this was different. The flash is sharp, almost unnatural. It burns through the atmosphere with unnatural speed, a green hue painting the sky. And just as quickly as it appears, something unexpected happens. The light doesn't continue its path. It doesn't burn up like a normal meteorite. Instead, it explodes. Or maybe implodes. The brilliant light suddenly collapses in on itself, vanishing into nothing. The sky falls silent again, the mystery lingering in the air. What just happened? Meteorites don't behave like that, at least, not that we know of. Meteorites streak across the sky and burn up in a brilliant trail of fire. But this light, it didn't just disappear. It pulsed. It folded in on itself, as though it was controlled by some unseen force, vanishing without a trace. Could it be something else entirely? Could this be another UFO sighting, cloaked in mystery? Some kind of advanced technology, perhaps, entering or leaving our atmosphere? Or was it a meteorite behaving in an entirely new way, something science has yet to explain? The sky remains silent, and the questions linger unanswered, leaving only one certainty: this strange green flash was no ordinary meteorite. Now, let's take a look at some truly exclusive footage that sent chills down the spines of many. This video comes from a retired helicopter pilot, someone who claims to have been directly involved in a UFO retrieval program. He's shared this rare footage, filmed during one of his operations, and what it captures is nothing short of extraordinary. In the footage, a large, egg-shaped object is being carefully lowered from a helicopter. The craft is large, massive, in fact, and its smooth, metallic surface shimmers in the night as it's suspended by a cable. At first, the image is grainy, almost indistinct, the low quality leaving many questions in the air. But despite the poor resolution, the object is unmistakable. This isn't something man-made. This isn't a weather balloon or a drone. It's something entirely different. The egg-shaped UFO seems to defy logic, its smooth, flawless surface glowing faintly in the darkness. No markings, no visible signs of propulsion, no windows or ports, just a cold, metallic object hanging silently in the night sky. The way it's being transported suspended by a military-grade cable raises even more questions. Why would a military helicopter be carrying such an object? Why wasn't it in a secure, unmarked facility instead? This footage, grainy as it is far from the first time we've encountered craft like this. For years, eyewitnesses and whistleblowers have reported seeing similar objects, egg-shaped, metallic, and unidentifiable, being hidden away or studied by top-secret government programs. Is this footage the real deal? Could it be one of the extraterrestrial crafts we've long speculated about? Or is it part of a larger, more elaborate government hoax designed to mislead the public? As the object is lowered, the sense of disbelief deepens. This is no typical military operation. The careful handling of this object, combined with the secrecy surrounding it, suggests there's far more going on behind the scenes than we are being told. Could this be evidence of extraterrestrial life, or is it part of a secretive government project involving reverse-engineered technology? What do you think? Could this be undeniable proof that extraterrestrial technology is being studied right here on Earth? Or is this simply another layer of the elaborate veil of secrecy surrounding UFO phenomena? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This is one mystery that only deepens the more we try to understand it. Continuing with the theme of egg-shaped objects, we now move to something that has baffled experts and enthusiasts alike, a piece of footage that shows a similar UFO emerging from a mysterious hole on the moon's surface. This is not just any footage, it's raw, unedited, and it raises a multitude of questions. Take a look for yourself. There it is, an egg-shaped craft, as smooth and reflective as anything we've seen in the skies. But what's more perplexing is where it's coming from. The object appears to be emerging from a hole in the moon, a hole so perfectly round, it seems almost too deliberate, as though it's a door to something far more complex beneath the lunar surface. The UFO rises steadily from the shadowed opening, its shape unmistakable against the backdrop of the gray lunar dust. The smooth, polished surface of the object contrasts sharply with the rough, jagged terrain of the moon. What is this thing? And why is it coming out of a hole in the surface? Could this be a hidden base? A secret installation lying just beneath our noses, a place where extraterrestrial technology has been quietly operating for decades? We know that the moon has been a subject of speculation for many years. There have been whispers of bases, hidden structures, and unknown activity on the moon for decades. Some believe that humanity's space agencies have been aware of strange anomalies on the moon's surface for years, yet we have never been given the full picture. Is this footage evidence of a hidden UFO base, operating out of sight from the human eye? Or is it part of a much larger and far more mysterious story that we have yet to uncover? What makes this even more unsettling is that there has been no official explanation for this footage. Is it a clever hoax, crafted to stir up intrigue, or is it real? Could the moon be home to secrets that we, as a species, are not yet ready to face? As the craft moves away, the video cuts off, leaving us with more questions than answers. The hole it emerged from remains, dark and silent, as if guarding its secrets. Could this be proof of an alien presence on the moon? Or is it just another mystery that has been buried in the shadows of space exploration? Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain: this footage challenges everything we think we know about the moon and what lies beneath its surface. Now, let's turn our attention to something that stirred quite a bit of buzz in the world of space exploration, something that happened during a recent SpaceX rocket launch. As the rocket ascended into the atmosphere, a strange object was spotted trailing behind it. Was it an alien craft, or could it simply be debris? Either way, the sight was undeniably strange and unsettling. There it is, a small, fast-moving object, appearing to follow the rocket closely as it powers its way into space. The object doesn't behave like ordinary debris. It doesn't drift away or fall back to Earth, like what you might expect from something that's been ejected during launch. Instead, it keeps pace with the rocket, maintaining a strange and precise alignment as it moves through the sky. What's most perplexing is how closely this object tracks the rocket's trajectory. It doesn't appear to be tumbling or drifting in any random direction, as we would expect from space debris. Instead, it follows the rocket's path, as if it's consciously staying in sync with the vehicle, almost as if it's monitoring its every move. The way it stays in the same relative position raises a lot of questions. What is it? And why is it shadowing a human spacecraft? Some have suggested it could be a satellite or some sort of experimental technology. But this doesn't explain why it behaves so differently from other objects in space. Its movement is too deliberate, too controlled. And the object's apparent intelligence, its ability to stay locked in with the rocket, suggests something far more purposeful. Could this be an extraterrestrial craft? Is it possible that we are being observed by beings beyond our own planet, watching as we venture further into the cosmos? Whatever this object is, it has certainly caught the attention of people all around the world. SpaceX, a company leading the charge in private space exploration, has now unknowingly become a part of a much larger, more mysterious story. Is this simply a case of human curiosity gone awry, or is this an unprecedented sign that extraterrestrial life is out there, monitoring our every step into space? As the rocket disappears into the vastness of space, the object remains just beyond our view. Was it an alien presence? Or a high-tech satellite, more advanced than we could imagine? Whatever the answer may be, one thing is certain: it leaves us wondering whether we are truly alone in the universe or if we're being watched from afar. So there you have it, folks. 2025 is proving to be a year like no other, with UFO sightings and mysterious footage popping up more than ever before. But as always, the truth is out there, waiting to be uncovered. And we're here to explore it with you, every step of the way. What do you think? Are these strange objects just UFOs, government experiments, or could there be something else lurking in the skies? If you're as curious as we are, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and share this video with your friends. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you think about these bizarre sightings. Until next time, stay curious, stay alert, and keep looking up.